Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
All right, if you can hear me, just drop on the group chat that you can hear me so that we can, on the group, like on the chat rather, that you can hear me so that I know that I'm doing the right thing. Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. Just for you to know that the class is recorded and all the classes will be recorded. So you won't miss any class. Yeah, okay. Let me just drop on the group that we are up. We okay. All right, we just have to start. There's no time. Like, all right. Let me know if you can see my screen. All right. So good evening, everyone. And first, I want to welcome all of us to the first class in this program. Um, it's a privilege to be the first instructor, by the way. Yeah. I know at some point I was thinking, should I call someone else to take this class? Because I felt I was having a very busy day today, but gracefully I was able to make it. And I'm happy that I really made it because I was really thinking, no, I wanted to be the first instructor with reason. All right, so guys, I want to say welcome to this class, and I am happy that you guys believe in this vision, and I'm happy that we also offered you the opportunity to learn and grow together. I would want you to know that it's going to be a very engaging period, and you would need to be ready to learn. You need to be ready to learn and everything. So I'll say my name is Indiana Nse, and I'm a UX consultant based in the UK, and I also work for Partycode. I believe we will have some mentors that will join us later, perhaps maybe today or tomorrow. You'll be having other mentors, but for this class, I'm the one that is going to take this class. This is how I love my teaching to be. I love people to ask questions when need be. If you can unmute yourself and ask, I don't mind, as long as your place is not noisy. If you can drop on the chat, I'll respond to it. Or you raise your hand and I'll call you up to ask your question. But I would love the question that you want to ask be in line with the subject matter. If you have any other thing you want to ask outside the model, you can ask on the general group. That's why we have community so that we can discuss. It make more sense that way so that we can meet up with our time and schedule. So the class rule, number one, check your equipment, make sure your device and internet connection is fine. Log it on time, which all of you have done. I'm expecting to see like 25 people here on this meeting and they're not here. Well, I believe they have their reason. Then use your headphone. Of course, minimize background noise if you can, as much as possible when you are speaking. Minimize background noise. Yeah. Then also be cautious. Treat classmate and instructor with respect in your tone, words, and action. Try as much as possible to respect everyone. No, no foul languages here. Use appropriate language. Like I said, mute when not speaking. Very important. When you're not speaking, try to mute because it may be a distraction. Then be engaging. Raise your hand when you want to ask question. Stay focused. As I said, no unauthorized recording. Very important. Don't try to record because we won't accept you. This recording will be shared to everybody. So no unauthorized recording because this recording will be shared with everybody after this call. All right. So like I said earlier on the group, I'm seeing two people right with the name Zoom users. I don't know if it's still the same person. It's ideal that you rename. Okay, I'm going to rename you. One person is Daniel Elechi. Who is the other person, please? Because we want to be sure that we have the right student here. Is this still the same person? Please, if you it's showing Zoom user, if you know you're the person, so that we won't kick you out, because I might kick you out right away. Can you unmute and tell us your next node that you the right student, please?
Franklin.
It's the same person, right?
Franklin.
Franklin.
Yes.
Okay, did you join with two devices?
No. Just one device.
It's still showing Zoom user, but don't worry, I'm going to rename that one. So I'll kick out the other, I'll kick out the other device then.
Okay.
This is Franklin. All right, I've renamed you Franklin. So it's the other
Okay.
person that we yet to. That should, I believe that should be Emmanuel. Please try as much as possible um to use the right name so we know the student we have on board. All right, thank you very much, guys. So we are going to go straight in. Guys, welcome once again. Okay, I have Oge. Oge is one of the mentors. I know she wants to stay quiet just to see what's happening today. Welcome, Oge. It's good to have you in our class today. Yeah. All right, let's go right in model one. So let's first foremost, we're going to say talking about foundation of user experience, UI, UX, and let me spotlight myself. Everybody will see me. Yeah. Talk about foundation of user experience, UI, UX design, model one. This training would last for about 8 to 10 weeks. That's the idea, because we don't just want to overrush everything, but it's going to depend on our cooperation, how we cooperate in this class. That's why we need everybody to be readily available for the training. So today we're looking at foundation of user experience. We'll focus on two models today because they are quite simple models. That's why we are taking two models today. Then after today, we will do other models tomorrow, then upper week. We may have an assignment during the week and all the stuff. But believe me, it's going to be an engaging period. Why I really wanted to take this model one and two is because that's my core. That's what I do. I'm a UX consultant and a user experience consultant. So it's what I do every day of my life. I lead a team and I'm the only black in my team. Yeah, I always like to say that I'm the only black in my team because that's more like I'm proud of it when I say that I'm leading the whites. By the way, don't mind me, that's just me being proud. All right, so today let's talk about difference between UI UX. Most people get so confused with what user interface is and what user experience is. So they understand what the difference between UI and UX and UI design stand for. So I say UI design is about visual and interactive aspect of a product. Visual and interactive aspect of the product. So whenever I pick up my phone, I like to use this I like to use this when you pick up if oh my God, I'm so sorry about this. Someone say I not received a link. I need to send this person a link. Apparently it's not on the group. I'm so sorry, please. My apologies, please. And provide your number. All right, yeah. So when you pick up your phone, let's say you want to use your banking application, the first thing you see, is the interface, the look and feel. They use it, the look and feel. How you see it, it's verifying the color theory, the color principle, the layout, the visual element, how everything has been structured, and you like it. And sometimes you pick up an application and you're like, no, this is work. I mean, if I ask you, you mention so many apps that you look at and like, what is this? Who did this? And sometimes you see some application and you're like, wow, amazing. I mean, I just got one. I saw one app today, Revolut Bank. I was trying to use it and I'm like, Jesus, I love it. I had to go on Google and Play Store to review them because I like it. And that's what we do. We like reviews. The app was amazing. And that's the same thing that happens. So that's the work of what UI, user interface. So you pick up an application, you're like, wow, this is amazing. This is lovely. I mean, that's how it is. Everything is done that way. So in the same way, you see an application, you're like, wow, this is nice. This is lovely. This is amazing. Then the other way around, you now see another application, you're like, what is this? Who designed this thing? May you never be a designer that after you've done your job, someone asks, so like, why did you do this? Who did this one? May you not be that person. But that's the role of a user aim. User aim. That's more like what UI is. Take a look at this image, the food delivery. What you see on this thing, the food delivery, the sleek color, the hierarchy, how this thing are being arranged, the hierarchy where you see the burger and everything, how it's being arranged, the dim color and everything. All this interaction, all this thing that you see, all this interface, the element and the layout that you see, that's the work of user interface. That's what user interface is. On the other way around, user experience refers to the overall experience a user has when interacting with a product, system, or service. So when you pick up an application and the sole aim is to do a successful transfer, right? And while you try to do the successful transfer, you realize that the app is hanging, or perhaps you did not see your continue button, or you did not see where you can scroll to say save a beneficiary, or perhaps you did not know if the application has gone through, the transfer has gone through or not, because when you click continue, it just loaded and it has gone through, but nothing happened. So you're not aware. Then you now try again the second time and you send this money 2 times to someone that without knowing that the first one had gone through because you did not show, there was no feedback, there was nothing to show that the first transfer has gone through. That's a bad experience. So what UX does is that to make sure that it gives users a meaningful experience, a memorable experience while interacting with the product, so that even when you think of using that application again or using that product again, that first experience that you had would always want to come back to use the product. Any question? Do you guys understand to this point?
Yes, yes.
Lovely. So UI in the other way is what people see, and UX in the other way is what people feel. So there are similarities. There are similarities, and I had to come up with this thing because sometimes people don't understand. So I say user interface and UX are closely related concepts in design. They are very closely related concepts. While they serve distinct roles, they share several similarities. One of them is that they both aim to meet users' needs. There's no design, any design that does not meet users' need is not worth to be a design. It has to solve a problem. So both UI and UX solve a problem. Of course, they have empathy is central in both. When I mean empathy, is understanding the user's pain point, having to feel what they feel. I'm going to share a case study in this training after this slide also. I'll share a case study, a real-time case study that we use in my office here, and I'll share with you. I took permission so I can share with you. So a real-time experience, and they both have to solve a problem. They both have to meet users' need. That's why empathy is key. As a designer, you must be empathetic. You don't design for yourself. You design for the users. It's not about what you want. It's about what they want. You don't design what you want because you are not the user. Even if you're going to use a paraventure, you will leave it. If you want to use it, you will remove yourself from the shoe of a UI a designer to a shoe of a user. So how do you feel when you are using that application? How do you feel when you are using that that banking app, that using that fitness app and everything? I also said they also aim to guide the user toward achieving a specific goal. If I come on your application or on your website, I have a goal in mind, either to purchase or to seek for maybe get a quote or perhaps get information. Whatever it may be, I should be able to achieve that goal, right? So imagine I come on your website and I don't achieve the goal because of so many confusing elements that I'm seeing on your website or on your application. I'm confused. I don't know what you want me to achieve. In that case, I won't come back, right? So that's why you see so many people don't have returning clients, returning customers, because when they came on the website, they were confused. They were not straight to the point. There were so many unnecessary elements. So this one aims to make sure that users achieve a specific goal. And the number one goal is that they get what they want. If you're an e-commerce website, that they purchase. If you're a school, that they sign up for a platform on your course. If you are a counselor, that they book an appointment, right? If it's just a blog, that they come in and read, perhaps they comment. You must make sure that they meet their specific goal. I also said that they rely on user feedback and research. One of the most important thing in my work is that I must get feedback and research from users. So whenever we go to office, the first thing we go to check is our Google link, check if people have dropped a comment, check our survey form if someone has left a comment, because that is what we survive on. Without those comments, we don't have work. Yeah. So sometimes when you see people ask you, how do you feel? How was your interaction? Please know that you're actually keeping someone on his in fact you have, how do I call it? You have actually employed someone, because if you don't give that information, so many people will lose their work. Like, okay, because I need just information to carry out my analysis, to know what is going on, to run an agile product, to know, okay, we have to come in and change this thing. I will give an instance. One day we're building an application. It's what we call hamburger. If you have an idea of front-end design, hamburger is like when you click on a menu, you see it slide out and very big. So we wanted to try something, because we know on menu people use 3 lines or 2 lines, all the kind of menu. If you see some menu on website or phone, you see those lines, so people know about that one. So this time around we decided to use burger because it's called hamburger. We just wanted to try something in our work. And guess one of the feedback we got? The lady said that when she saw burger, she felt maybe we have a subsidiary where we sell food like restaurants. Now you understand what that happened. So what that means was that you don't just try anything thinking that people will know what it was. But when she now clicked, she saw a menu. What that did to her, that she was disappointed, because perhaps she's a food lover. So she has seen burger and she felt, oh, so these guys actually sell food. And maybe she was hungry. So now we've actually raised her expectation only for her to see something that is actually menu. You see why maybe during the training I'll tell you why you have to be careful what elements you use in your design. But what I'm trying to say is that if we did not get that feedback, maybe we will still leave that thing there, thinking that people will know, not knowing that we are really confusing our users and they're having bad experience. I mean, she actually had a bad experience because she left a comment that she thought it was we have a new subsidiary where we sell food. So you don't just try anything as a designer. You have to be sure of everything you're trying. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So now let's both focus on balancing from how something look and function, how something works. So there have to be balance between how something looks and how something works. Let's see how we can do a real-time case study. I always like real-time case study. This is a coffee shop. This was a client who met us last year, and we're talking about um coffee. They build they do some coffee app and everything. So this was the case study we did while we were working on that product. What we did was, let's look at Sarah. So imagine Sarah. Sarah is a busy professional who loves coffee, and she recently downloaded a new coffee shop app to pre-order her drinks because she loves coffee. Where we are, we drink coffee because of the weather. Now she's excited to use it because it promises quick, easy ordering. Take note of the word. Whenever you are building an application, there must be a promise. There must be a goal. What do you want to promise your user? So this application actually promises what? Quick, easy ordering. So she can skip the line and save time on her way back to work. So if you enter Costa or any coffee shop, there see people on queue waiting, lining to buy coffee. Now, what this app does is that instead of you to stay on queue to order, you stay in your office, order it. Once you come in, you pick up and go, or they deliver to your house. So what this promises was that she will not have to stay in line to buy this. However, something happened. Let me show you what happened. A poor UX example. When Sarah opens the app for the first time, she is immediately frustrated. The interface is cluttered. It was not nice with too many confusing options and hard to read text. Like I said earlier, confusing option, hamburger, and we use burger. The ordering process is lengthy. So it's always ideal that you streamline your ordering process. Nobody wants to come and fill so many forms in terms because I want to buy little coffee. The ordering process is lengthy and she finds it difficult to select her favorite drink. The color scheme is so low contrast. Take note of the word color scheme. If you want to have a good design, you must be careful what color schemes you adopt. You must be careful what color scheme you adopt. Then what else happened there? What else happened there? And there's no option to increase font size. So for people like this that really love maybe big fonts, perhaps she uses glasses and she need to um, how they call it, bigger text. Maybe she was not with her glass that day. So you must be careful what choice of font you use, what choice of font size you use as well when you are building designing an application or whatever product. By the time she has placed her order, she's frustrated and has already wasted more time than she would have in line. So she did not solve the problem. She did not meet her expectation because she spent the same time she would have spent. Well, maybe when she come to the a physical shop, she wasted that same time online. So she was like, no, she was frustrated. However, a good example was a competitive coffee shop releases a similar app. This was a real-time case. You can take note. A competitive coffee shop releases a similar app, but this one is designed with user-centered principle, emphasis on user-centered principles. From the start, the app asks preferences to suggest our favorite drinks. So once you open it, asks you what would you prefer? Is it Irish coffee? Is it cappuccino? Just mention the ones you like. Is it dark coffee, black coffee, white coffee? You choose which one you want. Is it creamy and everything? So they will ask you your choice. And the interface is simple with clear, accessible options, large button, and a bright color contrast. It takes only a couple of taps to complete an order. So very two step. What do you want? Choose it, add to cart, make payments, deliver. Simple. 4 steps, 5 steps. It's actually 5 steps. Meanwhile, the other one that they had before was like about six steps. Then you now authenticate and everything. Everything was about 10 steps. It was too long for an application. It's not a banking process, for God's sake. But that was a real-time scenario. The app even remembered her previous order. So next time she can order with just one tap. And that's what cookies does. So once you open the app the next time after a successful order, asks you if you want to reorder what you are, so you don't have to waste time. If you say yes, pap, it's done. So it was so easy for user. That was a good user example, UX example. Result, the well-designed app respects Sarah's time and makes her morning routine easier. She is more likely to keep using it and even recommend it to her friends, boosting the coffee shop sales and customers' loyalty. This was a real-time scenario. So now what is the key takeaway? Usability. First, a successful app make the process simple and efficient. But let me ask you guys a question. Can feel free to unmute. Imagine you are Sarah. Which one would you use?
I would use the second one.
The second one. Okay, now assuming I've not mentioned so many features that in this place, but tell me why would you use the second one?
Probably because it was more easier to
Okay,
use.
all right.
I would say the accessible options for me.
Thank you. Everybody, that was Samuel. And Franklin, what would you say? Or was that Franklin?
It was Samuel.
It's-
Samuel.
Okay,
It,
so it was
sugge-
Samuel.
it
Yeah.
suggested my favorite drinks and all those things for it make it easier for
Lovely,
me to order.
lovely. Roland.
For the ordering with just one tap is what I really like there.
All right. Roslyn.
Also, the app took note of our previous orders so that subsequent
Lovely.
ones she would not forget, and then it will be easier for her to order subsequently.
All right. You see, now what I just did there was to show you guys how people prefer several things, different things in one application. That's why when you want to carry out your research, you don't just ask 3 people. You ask as
Yes.
many people as possible. That's why prototyping is key. That's what we call prototyping, which you will get to that point. I think it's in model 4, 5, or 6, where you do prototyping. Okay, so Tunye want to ask a question. Please go ahead.
No, I wanted to answer, sir. Good evening.
Okay,
I said I
answer.
would
Good
choose the second
evening.
one because it's user-centered in the sense that, like you just said, there are most apps, once you open it, it has the top search or top preferred drinks. So if it's something I like, I don't need to now start going through the whole app. I could just click on it and make my order. So my order is
Lovely.
easy to find.
Lovely. Now, what happens is that as a designer, you must always design for the user. Design for the user, no matter what you like, no matter your preference. I know when you are designing, there's one thing you will discover that your personality would rub off on your design. However, don't allow it be obvious. Don't allow it be the predominant feature. Because me personally, I love simple applications. I love simple application. I don't like too much application. I'm very good with colors. When it comes to colors, I understand how to use color. It's my strength. Color theory, color principle. I understand minimalism and everything. So that's why no matter what project I work on, I keep it simple. Now, there are some people that just love so many colors. You don't blame them. It's good. There are some projects that you work that color will kill it. There are some that you work if you try those many colors. I mean, you won't have it. If you work for people like, let's say, application for like 50 years, 70 years users, like retirees, I'll just tell you, make sure the font is so big. Make sure you stick to 2 colors alone. Make sure that it's not too long. Make sure that their verification process is very simple because they can easily give up. Imagine designing an application for your mom or dad. If you have elderly parents, let me use that word. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep it as simple as possible. If you can add language and translate it to their location base, it's a good feature to do it. If you open it in, use geolocation. If you open it in Lagos, ask if you want to read in Yoruba. If you open in Kano, ask if you want to read in Hausa. It's very key if you can do that as well. It's just one of the ways. That's part of user experience. How do you make life easy for these people, better for the users? If not, you will not have a good time in your project, or user will not have a good experience. Let me use the word. Gloria Fion said the second one, lovely. Thank you for the feedback. So all I will say is all of you guys are correct. I will choose the second one. This was a scenario that we did in a real-time project, and Sarah really enjoyed the product. But well, now one thing I want to know that this was users' feedback. How did we get to this point? We went online, we collected feedback from this customer on their review, on their check what people have been saying. So we pick all those reviews and make a story from the review. So there was someone that said, she doesn't like the color. We put it. So we created a call personnel. We call the person Sarah, and we now pick all the negative feedback and join it to make a story from it. And we now check their competitors and see all the positive feedback, what everybody has been saying about these guys. And we use it to build a story, a positive story. So we now integrated those feedback into the new product. And this was what happened. Result. It it's not magic. It just happened. If you're working real time in where you do carry that project, you will see what I'm saying. You will see the difference. It's very clear. That's why you see sometimes someone will tell you a new app available. It was from feedback. Someone had delivered a wrong feedback, or maybe perhaps they discover a bug and everything. So when you see anytime update is available, it may not be something very obvious, but there's an update. Yeah. So key takeaway with what I said was usability. Make sure that your app is usable. Accessibility with clear text, then user-centered design. By remembering Sarah's preferences, the app made her feel valued and respected our busy schedule. I mean, we are very busy, like we're very busy. So don't let people waste so much time in your product. So this is model one. Like I said earlier. Thank you. Any question with model one? Uh, Any question with model one? Anybody have a question to ask?
Yeah, good evening.
Feel free to unmute to ask any question when it comes to. Okay, good to go. Anybody with question? Okay, no question. All right, let's look at Okay, can someone just tell me a good in terms of what do you understand by UI UX? Can you drop on the group what UI is, what UX is? Let's just be sure that we are on track. Drop on the chat. Let's be sure that we are on track, please.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to ask a question about the UI, the UX part, like the one we just finished. Like,
Okay.
it is a more that you must meet people and ask for the interview, like meeting people to know their idea about the app we are about to build. What I want to ask is that, like, are we going to start building the app before doing the questionnaire, or before after the app, after we already built the app, so we now try and know the people opinions about the app, or before?
Okay, that's a very good question. So when you want to build a house, what you first do is to get an architect to draw the plan for you, right?
Yes.
Right. That's what you do. So when you want to build an application, because it is an agile product, what I mean by agile, you keep iterating, you keep changing, we keep improving every moment. You would save your company more cost when you do a simple prototype of that application and go to the market and tell them to test it first before you develop it. That's one approach. Another approach, which I prefer so much, is to do a questionnaire or do user feedback or do research. And as this may even have it now, AI has really helped people now with user research. We use it in the office. We integrate AI, just ask to give us 20 samples, 20 days, 24, 25 or samples of good feedback, what people have done. You can use that. They have it in the database. You can get it somewhere with AI. Depending on how you use your word, it will generate feedback They may look similar, they may not, they may look, you will see that some of them you can resonate with. Try to use that one as well. Another thing you do is, but what we do, what our advice is, before you start to build any application, do any product, do a thorough research first. Check out what people have done. Check out what people in the same industry are doing. Go on Google or Toolkit, download. Is it Toolkit? There's a part, is it Truelit? Something like that. It's a survey platform. Download, check, read through the people feedback. It is in that feedback comment that you see the positive and negative feedback. From there, if you don't have a lot of time, or maybe it's just a personal project you are working on, you can coin story from there and use it for your development. But if you are working, you are trying to rebrand a product for a client, you cannot afford to make the same mistake with the reason why they need to change that application. So you must go and see what the users, ask them if they have they have users, ask them if they know they have database of their users. Go and read through it and get those information from them. Perhaps send a direct message to them, tell them you would like to get a survey from them. After using this application, what happened? How was your experience? Gather those information. It's only while I was in Nigeria that people will be telling us, they will give us a project to build in 2 weeks. They want to kill us. Meanwhile, here we can actually stay on one project for like 1 year because we are not in a hurry. We want to make sure that we come out well, so we can work on 6, 7 projects at the same time. But because we have a lot of time, you won't feel stressed. But the idea is you don't rush project. You don't rush project. It's always okay. It comes and we stay on it. We brainstorm. We have stand up. That's what we call stand up. We stand up. Okay, a stand up meeting lasts 15 minutes. It doesn't on each product 15 minutes. That's why you cannot sit down. We stand and we talk. This was what happened today. So how do we do it? This was what this customer said. This customer dropped a feedback. This was what users gave us. We simulate this product and we get every feedback that everything in product, everything in research is very important. You don't ignore anything. So I will say, yes, do your research first. If you want to use questionnaire, fine. I think that's model two. That's what we're going to do model two. If you want to use questionnaire, fine. If you want to do one-on-one testing is very good also, but sometimes people get influenced. Some of them don't like those. Why are you sitting down with me? But we go to cafe, we go to shop, we go to schools, university, and just tell someone, please, I'm building a product. Would you mind to test it for me? And most of them are very okay to do that. They will just take it, the app, and check it out, a prototype of it, and we do it. And they test it, and you just find a place and sit down. Perhaps you record the screen and see what they are doing, because some of the phone you can record your screen and see, and you're like, okay, so how was it? Ask people questions. How did you feel? Don't really put them so much forward in it. Was it easy for you to use? Is there anything you want us to add? Is there anything you feel we did not do? Or is there anything you would like in such an application that we haven't? Just give them options to tell you what they would. Or do you want to go back home and come back with a different feedback? You give them link to the prototype. I mean, it's not cast in stone. You cannot, it's not just it must be this way. But the best thing to do is that you make sure that your users test it with the real users first. Because you'll be shocked that you finish developing an application only to realize that it doesn't meet the user's need.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Yeah, good evening.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful section.
You're
I
welcome.
just have a question, like more like clarity on the aspects of the UI UX and the difference between a UI UX designer and what do I call it again? A website developer, or what, like there's a name they call. I can't really get the name right now.
Is it web designer?
Yeah, web designer. Thank you for that. So now let's say, for
Right.
instance, being a UI UX, like the web designer will have to work first before you now come in to do the users interface and to make sure users have the best experience. Because I feel like those that do the web designing, they are the ones to, do the aspects of the fonts, the positioning of the user interfaces and likes of that. I'm a bit confused in that aspect.
Okay. Okay. So you actually you mistook it the other way around. As a
Okay.
I'm going to, so in the context of this training or to this program, I'm going to call all of us UI UX designers, product designers. So just so that it to think that that's who you are. Now,
All right.
you are the person that actually does all those things that you just mentioned, that the you is the it is the web designer that does it. No. So this is the flow. The flow is from user UI UX designer to front-end developer, from front-end developer, from front-end developer to back-end developer.
Okay.
If I want to expand it again, it is from product manager who owns the product to UI UX designer, from UI UX designer to front-end developer, or front-end designer, from front-end designer to back-end developer. So the product owner would come up with the idea, tell you this is what we have, and they'll come up with their milestone and everything, the sprints and everything. They have sprints. I mean, those guys, they can be annoying sometimes, leave them. But the product manager guys will come up with their idea and everything. So it is you that will now come up with the style guide, which is the font, the color scheme and everything. It is your work, not the front-end designer. It is what you give to the front-end designer. I need to show you my screen. I need to show you my screen. I need to show you my screen so that you can understand better.
Thank you.
Just permit me, if you are seeing my workspace, let me know. Are you guys seeing my workspace?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
yet.
Not
Okay,
yet.
I'm trying to, okay, you're not seeing my works. Let me share my screen. Okay, I have two screens. I was sharing the wrong screen, sorry. You're seeing my workspace now, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to look for application that's work that I don't have, I have rights to share. By the way, you have to always ask your client when you're working for them if you have right to share their jobs. Not all the jobs. Some people can sue you for that. Just maybe later we can share that. I will explain. We can talk about that one later. So always try to ask your customers or if you have right to share their project. Now, this is an application we're working on. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Now, if you want to send this to your front-end designer, because I've finished this is how your front-end designer would use this thing and develop this app. That's what we call developers mode. This developers mode, the person will turn it on. The front-end designer will turn this on. What it will do is now once you click on this frame, you will see all the code that you want to use to develop this application. So without
Yes.
you doing this thing for him, he won't have all these colors and everything. He won't know what to do. That's why I say you are the one to start the project first. Then once you start the project, the person now perhaps will come in here, make some comment, tell you there's what we call communicate, like is the comment, like these are all comments. Can you stay consistent with the frame size? This is what I was telling someone because there was some mistakes and everything. I'm just saying, can you stay consistent with it? We just keep commenting on each of the page. They will come in and tell you, okay, I don't understand this place. Can you throw more light on it? What happens at this point? How do we get to this point? So those things are what they do. So you are the one to create all these color guides and everything. Then the user will now the front-end designer will now start developing. So it starts from you before the front-end designer, before the back-end developer, not the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are actually one of the most important person. In fact, you bring it to life because we can actually test this application. This is how we prototype. So you're taking me somewhere else. We can actually test this thing even before you use it. This is how we prototype. This is live. Like, so this way your user will know, okay, what happened? How do we get to this point? So you can actually test this thing even before the users come to meet it, or before they develop it. So your stakeholders, the owners, your project manager would have to test it first and see that it actually aligns with the person's idea and vision before they start developing, so that you would not finish a product only for the PM to tell you, no, this was not what we wanted. So before you send to the front end developer, you send back to the PM or the stakeholder, and they will go through it and see that it aligns with the vision and the goal. Then they tell you, give you go ahead to develop the product. So in real sense, it actually starts with you.
It's all right. So now I get all of this, like this explain it better. So basically,
Yes.
before the front end designer works, it's usually they have this kind of code chart that they have. So they then implement all of this into their work to make it a
Yes.
functional. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. So you
Okay,
just
thank
turn it,
you.
toggle this to developers mode. You may not have this option because my account is premium, but I can. One of the things I will do for you guys is that I'll make sure I give you guys premium access from Paddy Code, because we are registered as education. So we can have access
Okay.
to give our student premium account, but you may not
Thank
need
you.
it. You may not need it. However, should there be any time that you need this you need premium account, maybe you want to develop, you want to see the code and everything, which you may not have need, just come on our, send us an email, we'll make your account premium so you can get it. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So let's go to model 2. I believe, okay, people were dropping so many questions. Wow. These guys, you guys are good. UI is the amazing contribution. Yeah, Roslyn, Sutton, yeah. I mean, I'm seeing you, Immersive actually answered. Thank you. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people answering questions already. This is nice. This is the spirit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Model 2. No time. So model 2 is talking about research and understanding the user, which was one of the questions someone asked. You don't start building without understanding the user. Just like when you go to meet your tailor, they will take your measurements, know your height, know your length, know if you're tall, if you're busty, if you are short, if you are, they need to know your hip size, know your shoulder size and everything. They will take those measurements, right? Now that's the same thing that happens with you. You have to understand your user. Are they lovely? Are they easygoing people? Are they simple people? Who are we designing this product for? Are they Gen Z? Are they those stubborn Gen Z people? Are they those bloomer? Are they those millennium? Is it millennium they call them, or millennial? Like, you need to understand your user, who is going to use this product. So this is what we are going to focus on. So the first thing is research and understanding the user is crucial in designing effective user experience. I can share this slide with you. I don't want to read it. You must understand your user. You cannot just start as designing anything. The process involves gathering insights into what their behavior. You must gather insight into their behavior. Know what they want, know where they will be, know how they want to interact with your product. You must understand with them. Then understand their frustration. If you want to solve a problem, understand their frustration. One of my company, I don't want to mention the name, we come up with that idea because we wanted to solve a problem. And I was happy, I was glad that I was actually part of that project. And we just did something and we're like, what, this thing is really confusing, or this thing is stressful. We develop a product and solve the problem and it's running. We may not make so much, but yes, we are solving a problem. So always understand that anytime you are using an application, using a product, and you see a frustration, is a sign that you can actually do something. So you must understand the user's pain point. Understand how they are feeling. Put yourself in their shoe. All right, let's see what we can do. Step 1 is define the research objective. What do you want to achieve? Before you carry out any research, what is the objective of this research? Let's take, for instance, in this case, in this project, we are going to use fitness app. This was also a real-time project, but I'll share the scenario in subsequent slides. It's still on this project in this course. I'll share the scenario in maybe 4 or 5 slides after this. Let's take, for instance, a fitness application. What are the fitness goals of the users? Do they want to lose their weight? They want to, you must understand when you're carrying out the research, ask questions like, what are the fitness goals? What challenges do you face in achieving this goal? What motivates them to stay consistent with the fitness app? Just ask those kind of questions. They are key questions that you must ask. You must ask. Then also identify the target users. Who are the users? Don't go and research on people from demography of 40 years when your product is actually for demography under 40. You understand? You must make sure that you're asking the right set of people. So you must streamline, segment your audience into personas based on their demography, fitness level, and habits. In this case, I said beginners, new to fitness, need basic guidance and encouragement. They now also have intermediate users. They now have advanced users. And now have people like lifestyle users, not like me. Not like me. My own I go once in a while. But I'm just saying it could be you have to streamline the users, have their level. This is just a case study I'm using. For other products, it will require different kind of stages, different kind of questionings and everything. But you must identify the target users. Then user interview, which is method and user research. You must understand how you want to conduct your interview. Do you want to conduct a one-on-one interview? Like I said, we go to universities and ask questions, or do you want to do a survey questionnaire? So if you are doing one-on-one, it's like what motivates you to use a fitness app? Ask that question. What feature do you find most helpful in fitness app? So the first question is, do you use fitness app? If they say yes, then you can ask another question. What feature do you find most? If they say no, you ask the question like, what? So why don't you use? That means you could say no motivation. Someone can tell you, not my interest. Those kind of people, they may not really be your right target audience, except you want to build product on why people don't use application. So you see why you need to streamline your interviews, understand who you are dealing with, understand if this is the right person to ask or not. Then survey questions, collect, of course, quantitative data about users' habit and preferences. Some people have habit of going to this, some people don't. Some people want to burn calories, some people don't mind. Some people prefer to cycle to work, like here, we like to cycle to work. Some people prefer to run. Some people prefer to, when they get to office, take their beds. Most people do it very well because of the way they design offices here, they can come in and take your bed, take a nap, sleep if you want to. Don't worry, it's not like our country. So you can actually take a nap. There's a place where you can close from work and you feel like sleeping, you just find a place and sleep. In fact, during your break time, you are even advised to go and take a nap so that you can come back and be more productive. They have a nap time. So how often do you use fitness? Ask people questions, get to know their challenge, get to know rate your experience with tracking workout, just to know, like there are so many questions. And one of the assignment I'll give us is to go and maybe put us into a group. Maybe we do that tomorrow after the class. Hopefully I'll be a part of the class tomorrow. Oge is taking class tomorrow, by the way. I'll be part of the class tomorrow. We'll give us assignment, segment us into a group and see how we can come up with something. We do real-time project, maybe one, or we can just stay on one group and see what we can do. So guys, these are like method of research. What else? Synthesizing research. This is key. So after you've collected all this data, what do you do with this data? Empathy map. We are going to do that in one of these class. Empathy map, understanding what users says, think, feel, and do. So the way empathy map is like, you put it in, let me see if I can share my screen and show you one example of empathy map. Let me show you how empathy map is. Command open. So you understand what the user says, what they feel. Case study. Do I have one case study here? Mind gap. No. Do I have? Okay, this is it. Check this out. Understand what they say. So someone says, as a shopper, I want to easily search for products so that I can quickly find what I need. This was so understand what they say. So this is a saying. As a shopper, I want to streamline checkout process so that I can complete my purchase efficiently. As a returning customer, I want to view my order history so that I can easily reorder my favorite product. As a user, I want personalized product recommendation. This must be a girl. Yeah. Yeah. So I can discover items that matches my interest, perhaps in hair and everything. I'm just being playful, don't mind me. No gender, whatever. Ladies, hope you guys are not picking on me. Roslyn, so Glory, hope you guys are not okay. I didn't mean to hurt you guys. I'm just being playful. As a buyer, I want to read customers' reviews so I can make informed purchasing decision. My wife doesn't buy anything without reading review. So a review is very key. As a bargain hunter, I want to receive notification about sales and discounts. So this person is so much good with sales, and these were actually real feedbacks in this project. As a user with disability, I want accessibility options so that I can navigate the app comfortably. This is empathy map. It's called empathy map. You must come up with empathy map. It is when you have this thing from your research that you can now build empathy map from this. Once you build empathy map from this, you would, whenever you want to design your application or product, the first thing you'll be thinking would be, is it in line with all this thing, any of this thing? So when you want to add any feature, like does it help this blind person, this person who does not see very clearly, will this feature be okay for us to use? So if you can answer that question, yes, you can use it, so that you will not just be designing product because it's fine. There are so many good designs out there that do not really solve problem, but they are good design. So I don't want you to just be a good UI designer. You know how to design amazing design, but you are not really solving problem. You are not addressing their pain points. That's what I'm trying to address here. So back to so you guys understand what empathy map is, right? Personas, what persona is. Let me show you what persona is. Persona is this is what persona is. See this person. The name is Esther. She's 83. Occupation marketing manager, location Abuja. What's her goal? Her goal is to find quality products quickly and easily. Another goal is to assess personalized recommendation that suit her style. Then she has a background. She's a busy professional who values convenience and efficiency. This is her professional. Pain point. She's frustrated by lengthy checkout process, annoyed by cluttered app interfaces. Take note, these things were real-time data we gathered. It's not just from her, it's not from this person, but we just built one person and we took all the frustration and put under her. We put all the pain points, put under pain points. We put all the motivation and set them into one place. We choose people's behavior and place them within one category. So under personnel, you see, you have motivation, you have the background, you have goal, you have the pain point, you have behavior. So these things are what you build on your personas. All right. So it's very simple to just come up once you have your data. But if you don't have your data, of course, AI can also help you now. I mean, AI has really helped us, believe me, and it has come to stay. It's not going to take your job. It's just helping your job easy, making your job easy. But AI will definitely help. AI can also help you when you are building for yourself. Maybe when you've not gotten a job, you're just trying to build your portfolio. You have a group of people, you can try that, but understand how to do it in real time, because you will not use it when you've gotten a job. You will need to go to the market, you need to go to the field, you need to get people to do it in civilized workspace. They actually have UX researchers that's their core job. Meanwhile, so they come out and give you their feedback, you design. Some people, so they have people like that. But in most companies, in Nigeria, you have to do all those things yourself. So you have to be ready for it. So that is what persona is. Another thing is users map. How would the users interact, identify their touch point, their pain point, affinity diagrams. I did not really have affinity diagrams in that project, but I can show you how they work. Then continuous testing. Remember, I said that this is agile product. As long as it is an agile product, you must continuously test the product. Now let's look at the case study. Any question before we look at case study, please? Any question before you look at the case study? Feel free to unmute and ask. All right, so we are going to look at the fitness app, just like I said, it's called UFit. It's actually a real-time project that I work on. This is not the screen because I did not have permission to share the screen. This is not the screen. Disclaimer, this is not my project as well. I just pick it online and I put it. I'll just see how I can read it. So when the startup team behind a new fitness app, UFit, first brainstormed their ideas, they were confident the app would combine tracking workouts, offering meal plans, and even providing motivational content. Of course, that's mostly what you see in an application. They believe it had all the ingredients for success. But before launching, the team decided to conduct UX research to ensure their vision aligned with the real user's vision. Step 1, which was the same thing I showed you, the conducting user research and interview. This was the feedback we got. The team started by interviewing potential users, fitness enthusiasts, beginners, and even some people who struggle with sticking to fitness routine like me. Throughout their interviews, they realized something surprising. The most significant barrier for users wasn't the lack of workout ideas, but rather the struggle to stay motivated. Like Sotunye, I'm very sure that person does not stay motivated. They found that most users didn't need just workout tracker. They needed something that kept them engaged and accountable over time. I'm so sure if you are using any fitness app, that's one of the things you're going to see, something that keep you engaged. The step 2 was they developed personnel. And we've developed 2 people. One of them was Emily. Emily was a busy professional who wanted to stay fit but felt overwhelmed by her schedule. Another personnel was Mike. Mike had tried other fitness apps but never felt motivated enough to stick with them. By creating empathy map, the team captured that users like Emily and Mike, what Mike thought, felt, said, and did. Example, Emily felt guilt about not having enough time for herself, and Mike thought he was failing because he couldn't keep up with his fitness goal. This insight gave the team an emotional lens through which to see their users feel challenges and frustration, helping them design with empathy. Creating users map and understanding their pain point. Next, the team mapped out Emily's and Mike's journey. For Emily, the journey map highlighted a typical day from a morning commute to an evening packed with responsibilities. It's like a married woman that is so busy, doesn't have time for do anything. Her main point was finding the time to work out. She actually is ready to work out, but there's no time, especially if you're in Lagos. For those in Lagos, you understand. You go to work, come back, before you know it, that Saturday like this, you want to rest. Yeah, that's what happened to this Emily. Then for Mike, his journey map showed he felt excitement in the first few days of using any fitness app. But after a week or so, his motivation faded. Raise your hand if you're in this WhatsApp group. Where are they? If you're in that WhatsApp group, raise your hand. Let me see. If you ever sign up for a fitness and you did not continue, you did not finish it. Wow, I'm the only one. Oh, something here. Well done. Okay, so I have people in my WhatsApp group. Ayodeji. Okay, we plenty now. Okay, okay, well done. So that's the same person. That is well done. Oh, okay, so this journey map clearly highlighted the need to create features that would keep Mike engaged. That's the same thing that happened to all of. Oh, Franklin, you too. We plenty. I actually thought I was the only one. Another thing about joining map is that there's something, okay, let me not go here. I don't know why I use this. I wouldn't have used this at this point. We have plenty. All right, Franklin, now, is it a question now or you're part of our WhatsApp group? Okay, you have lowered the hand. Thank you. Yeah. Basic of competitive analysis. Of course, this may not be necessary for everyone, but it depends on how you want to do it. Step 4 is that you want to finally, the team research competitors to see how other fitness apps address this pain point. They noticed that few apps offered personalized motivational features or accountability check. Most apps focus on tracking workout rather than sustaining users' motivation. And it is true. When you check, you see that most of them, they want to tell you to tracking your workout, how many calories have you burned done. Most of them don't really have that thing to motivate you. So this analysis pointed to a potential market need, a fitness app that prioritizes engagement through daily challenge, social features, and personalized motivation. So what we came up was to build an app that prioritizes what? Engagement. Every day asks you what's your plans for today, like pop up on your screen, tell you workout, what you can do, tell you what you can eat, what you can do to stay motivated, recognize and recommend community of fitness enthusiasts for you to join and all those stuff. Every point giving you a quote, showing you something on your phone notification. So that alone keep you motivated. The result, with this deep understanding, YouFit transform. They build features that included daily motivation prompts tailored to each user's goal, a virtual accountability partner. So you have a virtual accountability partner. It's like building a bot, but it's just like a friend. So the person will pop up, Sarah, the name was Sarah. Sarah will pop up on your screen, ask you, hello, if you have put your name, let's say Glory. Hello, Glory. What's the plans for today? Just accountability partner. And once you put information, because it was AI integrated, you guys just have a good chat and will tell you, okay, I've been there before. All this time we really integrated that. It was a really nice project. Like, so that alone, that virtual accountability partner helped Emily and Mike to stay focused and work out for the virtual accountability and quick workout for people like Emily who didn't have much time. For users like Mike, they created a weekly goal reminder and a reward system to keep them on track. When YouFit launched, it was a hit, not because it had great workout tracking, but because it addresses the real underlying needs of its user. So take home, by conducting thorough UX research and truly understanding their users, YouFit created a product that was valuable, engaging, and most importantly, built around what the users truly wanted, not what we wanted at the team, or what the users truly wanted. All right. Key takeaway. This story illustrates how UX research, conducting interviews, developing personas, mapping users' journey, and conducting a competitive analysis shapes a product that resonates deeply with users. It reminds us that understanding users' real experience, challenges, and desire is the art of effective UX design. That was my own. So, guys, what has been your takeaway in this story of YouFit between Emily and Mike? If you were to build this product, what would you consider? Let's talk. If you were given opportunity to build products like this, what would you consider? Take note, no question, no answer is rubbish. No answer is useless. In fact, one of the things we do whenever we're having a stand-up in office is that everything is important. Every feedback is important. Every suggestion is important. So guys, everything you say is important. It may even help me see it from a different perspective. So guys, bring it on. Bring it on. What is your take? What have you learned? What's your take home from here? What's your suggestion? What's your question? Feel free to ask everything you want.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, in my own perspective, and with what these people, Emily and Mike, with what they said, I mean, what I'm going to create or the app, we based on their pain points, like on their pain points,
Yeah,
like what they're really going through, and just create a solution for what they're going through. I don't even know.
yeah.
Well,
Okay. You build a solution on their pain points. That is how every project should be. Every product should be based on every product should be based on people's feedback. It should solve a problem. So everything should be solution based. That's so you're correct. Yeah, something you want to say something. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir. Okay. My key takeaway from this to Emily and Mike, they are two different personas, which the app is
Yeah,
trying to solve a problem for them. Now, I was thinking now, for Emily now, who is a workaholic, you understand? She doesn't really
yeah,
have that time. I was thinking maybe there should be a feature for her that can help her with minimal workouts that can just help her build herself in the sense that you can have
minimal workout.
skipping. So the app
Yeah,
should have a provision for people like her where she has to
okay.
do 50 skipping for the morning when she wakes up and she has
Mm,
to report. I did 50 skipping this morning when I woke up before doing any other things in order to keep fit.
okay,
And as for Mike,
okay.
I think because going to the gym, I feel if you have a partner, a body, it motivates you to work out. I feel there should be a feature where some people like him are assigned to a fitness coach that can
Yeah,
always motivate them. I think that's my key takeaway from this.
okay. That's awesome. I mean, that's quite impressive. I mean, you can with building from what you're saying, or you've just said, with that, what we can also do would be for us to, or what I'm trying to say, it will also help the user to seamlessly get into the habit of doing it. So starting it maybe 10 skip, 20 skip, 30 skip until they get to that point. I mean, that's a good way of seamlessly introducing the person into the habit of working out. That was nice. Any other contribution? Any other question? Hello? Any question? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir, please, I just want to know because in graphics design,
Hmm.
when a product manager, let me put it that way, gives a designer a job, he's responsible for the brand color. Like he gets to choose the brand color, the style, and all of that things. So I want to know, is it the same thing with the UI UX designers? Do the product managers get to choose the colors they want? Probably in the different slides. Okay, the first slide is the color I would want you to use. So I just want to know if it's the same thing or it's entirely on the UI UX designer to choose what color he or she wants to use for the app.
Okay, so there are two ways to that question. First thing is um because I also have graphics understanding very yeah. So when someone give you products to design, it's either they will give you a brand guideline. It
Okay.
is from that brand guideline that you see their color, their primary color, their secondary color, their variant colors, and their text, their fonts, some of their typography. So you see it there on the brand guideline. But there are some products that they don't have any brand guideline. If they don't have brand guideline, they tell you just come up with something. During your questioning time with your clients, you can ask them if they have any color in mind. But in most cases, you would have a brand guideline. They already give you everything they want. Their color, their official color, their and or colors, their typography, that's their font, and they'll tell you what they like. They'll give you a brand guideline. But if they don't, that's fine. Then speaking from graphic design perspective, if you are the one developing a brand for the company, sometimes you are the one to choose the color. But if the company contacts you to build, maybe design for them and do everything, in most cases, they will give you their guideline, which I believe you must have met either of those if you are doing graphics. So that's the same thing that happens in when you are building UI in application or website or whatever product you're designing. They either give you their brand guideline and their color, or they give you something they may like. Sometimes ask them question, do you have the kind of application you like? Believe me, you don't want to do a wireframe and send to them and tell you that's not what they want. That's why you must always have a good question. And the best person to talk to is the project manager, because they have an idea of what they want. So they may give you guideline, that's fine. Or they will always give you guideline, but if they don't, then you must ask first. Let it not be that it was an oversight. If they don't have guideline, ask them if they want you to create a color scheme for them. Color scheme, when you start to build a design, I don't know who is taking that class, they'll teach you how to build a color scheme where you can choose all the colors you need for your project first before you start building your design. So once you've done that, you now show them this color scheme, because you have to be sure that because sometimes when someone meets you, contacts you, they have something in mind. They may not tell you first, and they assume that that's what you are going to do. And when you now finish, they don't meet their expectation. They're like, this was not what I wanted. So you must always ask those questions when you're talking to your client or your project manager. They must ask them every question you will feel necessary for you to ask. Do you have an application you like? Do you want an application you want us to copy? Make sure you ask those questions, because sometimes they already have something in mind, but they feel that you're going to do the same thing that they had in mind, which doesn't work that way. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Hello? Any other question? Any other question?
Good evening, sir. I'm back
Yeah,
again.
good evening.
Now, from what you just explained, this second model now, I feel
Yeah.
it requires a lot of time. How do you tend to manage time when you are given a deadline and the time frame is very short? For example, now, Nigerian clients can be a nut case. You have made
Yeah.
mention of it, that they would want you to design or to come up with something in less than 2 weeks. How do you come up with
Yeah.
this research, this user research in that 2 weeks and implement the design? Do you have any strategy in doing that?
Yes, there is. So what you need to ask the customer, the user would be, first thing is, do you ask them if they have done their research already? Ask them if they say they haven't done anything. Ask them, do you want us to do, in that case, in this case, ask them, do you have your research already? If they said no, ask them, do you want us to do a thorough research on this? You are going somewhere. If they say yes, tell them, well, this time will not permit us to do that. You understand? So that you can be, to show that you are a professional, because somebody will now, so that they will not see you like one roadside guy. Just make sure, show them that you know what to do. Then if they say, well, we need research, you can tell them, well, we have two options. We can either do AI generated research, which AI can actually generate something to, it may not be human centered 100%, but it will give you a guide. It may not be human centered 100%, but at least you are sure that it will give you a guide on on what to do. So that's one thing I know about those things. It may not, of course, when you read something AI generated text and everything, you know that it still lose that, it doesn't really have that human centered kind of stuff, but to an extent it will help you, right? So you can also ask them those questions, but know that time is always very important when it comes to in building a project. And most of the people that will come, they will always tell you, do this, do this, do this. My suggestion, just make sure that you ask the right question. Make sure you ask the right question. Then if they say no, they need it tomorrow on this, then go ahead and do your design and send to them. In that case, but at least you know that you know what you are doing. Not that so that they will not feel that, oh, this one is just one road-sided guy. But if you don't ask those questions, they will not know. They will just feel you're. Some of them don't even know that there should be a research. You know about that, right? Some of them, they are not aware of all those things. So you must ask questions. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Any other question? All right. So we have an assignment. We have an assignment. Are you guys ready to see the assignment? We have an assignment. It will be personal assignments now. Now I'll show you guys how to submit it. I'll just share it right away. I'll share the screen, but I'll share it on the group as well. Instruction. All right, let's go. I needed to make sure I get the assignment out. Who is saying no? Yeah, that's serious. You must have an assignment. It's very key because one of the ways you can learn is to do it. Assignment, instruction. So what you're going to do is, one of the things you're going to do is build and, sorry, I think I missed something. Sorry about that. I did not show the right one. I did not write the assignment fully. Let me copy it. I used the wrong screen. Okay, I've seen it. Sorry about that, guys. Yep, this is it. Objective. Objective. Okay, so I'm back. Let me know when you see my screen. All right. So the assignment is for you to build a user persona for a clothing brand. User persona for a clothing brand. Objective, the goal of this assignment is to create a detailed user persona for a target audience of a clothing brand, mobile or web application. Choose whichever one you want to. This exercise will help you understand the target user's need, goal, pain point, ensuring the application designs align with the expectation. Take note of my goal. Now see how the instruction would be here, guys. First, understand the brand. Assume the clothing brand specializes in one of the following areas: affordable casual wear for young adults, premium office attire for professional. Just choose any of these. I'm giving you a guide now. Second thing is number 2. Define the user's flow. Consider the type of users the brand aim to attract. It could be students, it could be professional, it could be environmentally conscious shoppers. Choose whichever one. Then number 3, build the persona using the template. I don't want to give you templates. It's supposed to be no, I'm not going to give you template. Build it. I'm not giving you any template. Build. Wanted to send a mail for the template. I'm not giving you. Build persona. This is what you're going to do. And you're going to submit. We will send you the link how to submit your assignment. It's very easy on this, but I will not want you to open Figma to come submit the assignment yet until when we start using Figma. So I'll show you where to submit your assignment. Wait, it's easy. Do it on maybe PowerPoint first and submit it. It's okay. Yeah, let me see what she's going to cover tomorrow. Hold on. Hi, okay. Are you still on this meeting? Let me see if she's covered this tomorrow. We can extend your assignment. Hello, okay. Would you be able to touch Figma tomorrow? I don't know if she can talk. I should drop a chat. Someone is saying, give us who want to target Yahoo boys? You guys are not serious. Give us templates, please. Okay. Okay, those that don't know how to use PowerPoint. I think no, I don't want to open Google. I don't want to open Figma now. Another thing I can help you guys do is, we still have like 30 minutes, right? Okay, can I teach you guys one software, one tool we use for prototyping and wireframing? If you guys want us to do that in 30 minutes, I can do that for you guys. It's called Miro. Okay, so guys, let's try this. Let me open up. Go on your browser. If you have you can do it Miro. It's called Miro, but I have my own as an application already open on my phone. I downloaded it. You can download the web version of it, your desktop version. So I'll open Miro. It's Miro. So you can use this for your prototyping, for your user. You can use this for your. Just start a new project. When you come in here, create new. Just call it what do we want to create? Board. Let's create a board. We want all this. These are personal jobs. So you open a new space like this. It's what we call, it's loading, I think. Right. So when you check my cursor, you see where we see templates. What we need to do is personal. Look for personal. Look for personal. There's a place to find personal. Let's type personal. Personal. So we are building personal, right? Yeah, this is the personal template now. You can choose whichever one. Let's use this template. So this Miro can help you work on your personal. So we don't need to open Figma to do it. So this is a personal. So whichever one you want that sits well with you, I think I will just tell you, what I will tell you is remove all these ones. I don't want to invite any teammate. Remove all these ones. Just take out these ones, the ones you don't need. Don't need all this. Just make sure you stick to maybe one. You see, already giving you like some image. You can bring image here. You can choose to create your own. Just come here, look for something, build this is a frame. Where's the frame? So you can come in here, build your frame here. There's a frame here, build your own. Choose what color you want. But I would prefer just use it. You can choose your own. It's quite easy to use if you know how to use your phone. And mostly if you're a graphic designer, you enjoy it more. But just come in here. Advisably use your templates. Look for template. This is a personal. Give it a name. You can choose to use this person as your whatever name you want to give the person. They're giving you a goal, need, object, opportunity, observation, task, barrier, and frustration. In most cases, you can choose to rewrite this persona to suit your style. Remember, I showed you guys how persona is. It has your goal, your motivation, your objective, your frustration. That's your pain point, your background. I mean, it's not cast on stone. You can choose whatever format you want to, but make sure you can also Google it, persona for a shopper, and get an idea, understand it. But the best thing is that you understand it. I want you to do it and submit. If you want to submit on Miro, you can share the link with me. You can just invite me to join your group, or you click on share. When you click on share, they will ask you to give it a name. You can call it personal, and you save it. When you save it, they ask you, would you want to share? Copy this link. So change it to can view. I want to only be able to view. I don't want to edit anything. Then you copy this link and give to me. I will look at it and see it. Then I can view your link. So you submit your link. If you use Miro, if you are using your PowerPoint, which will be stressful for you, export it and send to me. Is that okay, guys? Remember, nobody is going to fail. You are not. It's not 3 credit units or 4 credit units. Okay. So okay, so we go into it fully by next week. That's fine. So Miro is fine. It's quite easy to use if you guys understand how to use it. Or you just need to go on Miro. I mean, it's a very good tool for prototyping. This is what I use for prototyping. But sometimes we use, most time we use Figma, but it depends on who I'm sending it to. They're very good tools for whatever you want to do for your. I mean, you can even use this one. This one is even fine. See this. Just you don't even need to say what's the person's name, what motivates the person, meet the person's name. You can say meet Glory. Glory is this. Remember, I showed you guys before how I did my own personnel. This is the sample of my personnel, by the way. Meet this person. I put the name Esther, this, and this. Find go this behavior, this background, this pain point motivation. This is how it's going to be. So you can choose to do your own yourself. This is easy, right, guys? Do you want to screenshot? Do you want me to say a screenshot with you? You want me to send a screenshot of this and show you guys? Or you have an
Screenshot.
idea already? Just screenshot it on your phone and see what. I think you should screenshot it. I'm not sharing it. Screenshot it. Use your phone and snap your screen. You can have a guide. It will help you build your own. So when you come to Miro, if you don't want to use template, it's just simple. I mean, very simple. All you just need to do is come here and create your frame. Choose what frames that you want to create. Then create what they call this thing, shape. This is shape. Pick your shape. Let's say the first shape I did was this shape. I'll give it a color. I prefer to give it a color. And fill should be this. Then I call this person. I'll call it, maybe I put image here, duplicate it, and do something else. Let's say maybe frustration. Extend it to what you want. Maybe duplicate it again. Control D is what I use in duplicating. Miro would already take it to another lane for you. Just like design it the way you want to. It's your choice. Okay. Design it the way you want to. Just make sure that you capture all the information. Just make sure you capture all the information. Then give it a name. Just if you follow my instructions. So I'll drop it on the group. You can choose to do it your own way to suit your style. You can check Google to check sample of personals and everything, build it, but just make sure you build it to suit your style and that you are not just focusing on designing it, but passing the right information. Any question?
Yes, can we have the handout used for this today call?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Yes, you can, yeah.
thank you.
Oh my God, someone said network kick him out, unable to join.
So when are
Oh
we
my
submitting?
God. And we will submit it next week, Wednesday. I don't know if Oge will join, Oge will give other, Oge would, how do I call it? Give assignment tomorrow. So, but Wednesday is for us. You have enough time for Wednesday, right? Hello. Is that okay?
Yes, Wednesday is fine.
Yes, Wednesday is fine.
Okay. All right, yeah. Wednesday is okay. All right, so all of you know how to access this, right? Miro, I think it's miro.com also. Let me check what's that their link again. If you type MIRO, miro.com, yeah, it's miro.com. Miro.com, yeah. Yeah, it's miro.com. So you can also install it on your, I mean, I've got a couple of stuff open here. So miro.com. From here you can, I mean, you can do so many things with it, even your flowchart and all those things. It depends on what you want to achieve. So guys, any question before we call it a day? Any question before we call it a day? All right. Okay, so if there's any assignment that will be added to you guys, then it will be submitted before the next class by next week. Yeah, that's what she said. So perhaps she may give assignment also tomorrow. So everything will be submitted before the next class. Understand that the reason why we're giving you assignment is not to see if you are good. We are not doing that. We want to be sure that you go back home and do something, because you can be so busy. Now this life is, we get so busy and we forget what we did the previous day. You just keep doing it.
Sorry, sir. Excuse me, sir. When is the next class? Is it Saturday? Because
Tomorrow.
okay, so the assignment will be submitted.
Next class by next week.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Someone else, we should not forget to drop board. All right, we'll drop it on the group, don't worry. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay, Ayodeji, go ahead, ask your question.
All right. Sorry. There's a conflict. Next class. There's a class on Wednesday. There's a class tomorrow.
No,
Which of the classes?
there's no class on Wednesday. Did I say Wednesday?
Oh, there is, even on the chats, people have mentioned Wednesday, and
No, what we said
somebody
was
asked.
going to what to submit your assignment.
Okay.
When to submit your assignment. Initially, I said Wednesday, but Oge said Oge most likely will add an assignment tomorrow. So she suggests that we submit the assignment before the next class next week, which is Friday. So you guys can have
All
time.
right.
Classes are Fridays
Then
and
that's fine.
Saturdays.
It's clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so feel free guys to ask on the group. Let's keep the community engaging, but at the same time, only this related, not anything how do I call it, outside the context of what we are doing. I will share the assignment on the group. I will share the models on the group as well, and as PDF. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Feel free to ask questions on the group. Let's keep the community engaging. I know all the mentors are ready to respond to you. So keep us engaging. Let us work. We want to see that you guys are also working and make us proud. All right, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, the recording will be shared on the group. Once it finish exporting, I'll share it